Woolly. Without your ball.
Hi. Het onderzoek ging goed horen.
It's like antennas.
Saying antennas.
Wind catchers. Honestly, between you and Lexi, jeez. No. She's lying down nicely. Don't start, eh? Has it started yet?
Nee, het is het laden.
How long does it take to load?
Ja.
No wonder your computer is being slower lately.
Heeft daar niets mee.
Yes, it does.
Nee. Heeft er wel niks mee te maken.
Oh my god, shush. Has it started yet? I feel like this is the last time that I can wear a t-shirt like this is in August. We can still get heat waves in September, but I don't know. September is like, for me, slowly getting into autumn. I've already actually put some autumn decor out. You might notice like here and there. I have like little autumny bits. But I actually do want to maybe do like an autumn decor video. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going off topic here. We're here to talk about my August favorites. And honestly, I have to say that this month has been a little bit more difficult to put together a list. I came up with 8. And I thought if I have to think of any more, then it's not meant to be. But then while I was sitting down here and going to start a film, I remembered 2 more. And there is one plant on this list that is a plant that I got this month, but all the rest are plants that I've actually had for quite a while. Yeah. Most of them. I would say that 1, 2, 3, there's 5 plants. So 5 out of the 10 plants are plants that I've had for longer than a year. And the others are, I think, that I've had longer than 6 months. Anyway, I've not done them in any order whatsoever because it's just way too hard. So I hope that you enjoy this video and let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to start off with one that I can't physically bring over. There are actually a couple that I can't physically bring over because they are so incredibly big. But one of them is my Philodendron billy. It's billietiae or something. I never know the right way of saying it. But yeah, I just call it the billy, the big boy, because that is one of the biggest philodendron that I have. And I've actually re-fallen in love with this plant. I don't know what it is, but it's just such an easy philodendron. It has never had pests, never, and I cannot believe I can say that because I've had it for more than a year. Those are one of the plants that I've had for more than a year. I bought that as a really small baby plant at my work actually, and yeah, it's just grown into an absolute beast. It climbs very, very slowly, which means it's been on that same moss pole for over a year and it's not even halfway up the moss pole, which I really, really like. There's not a lot of like extending. Well, there's none. I've not had to do any. And I think it's probably maybe it will be like another 2-3 years before I will have to extend that. But if I do, I think I probably will just chop it maybe, because it's already so big now that I think if I ever had to extend it, it's just going to be absolutely huge. It's giving me a new leaf right now and I love that light green that it comes out. Yeah, everything about this plant I love. The color of the leaves, the color of the new leaves, the petioles, like a purpley, not purpley, like an orangey color. And actually last week I went to a botanical garden in Utrecht in the Netherlands. That video will be coming up soon, but I saw a couple of philodendron billies there in the greenhouse. They were huge, absolutely huge. And I was just like, oh, it's such a classic. It's such a classic. It's just one that always comes back. It's such an easy one. It does get those like EFN, like extra floral nectarines on it, but not bad. And I only really get it in like the center of the leaf, and they're so big blobs that I see them straight away and I just wipe them off, but it doesn't get them bad at all. It's just one that's always thrived in my home, always thrived. It's so low maintenance. I forget to water it frequently. That moss pole dries out quite frequently, and it's still happy. It's still happy. Like I could say, I mean, the roots in that moss pole are so intense that they're actually popping out the top. That's how bad it is. But yeah, I love that one. It's just such a classic. I've moved it a couple of times. I actually used to have it on the other side of the room. But yeah, the leaves were turning funny, and it's one that does react very, very quickly to light. It does have very long petioles as well. So having it up high like that, and I also manage the petioles with like hooks and rope and all of that, but it doesn't really stick out because it's got such big, beautiful leaves. So yeah. That one has definitely just been loving this past month. It's just been the perfect weather for it. And since I've put it in that spot, it's probably been in that spot for about a month now, and it's just been one that catches my eye quite frequently. Usually I bring the plants over and I surround myself with them, but because I've got good bugs going on, I don't want to disrupt them so much. So I'm just going to take them one by one, and as I'm done, I will put them back. But the good bugs have only really been on here. This one's got a thrip for thrips. It's only been on here for 2 days, and I don't actually see any because the one for thrips are quite big. But anyway, I don't have to say much more, do I? This is my Anthurium spectabile. I got this at my first plant market. When was that? Was that in April? I don't even remember, honestly. It feels like ages ago, but it was still this year. But yeah, it's grown so much. So it was unfurling. What are you? Yeah, that is a thrip on there. Little bugger. Anyway, I've got good bugs. But yeah, it was unfurling this leaf when I got it. It's already given me this leaf, and now it's giving me this leaf. So it seems to be quite a fast grower. I got this one from Curious Plants. Yeah, it does have a nice root system. It's kind of hard to show you. Can you see there some nice juicy roots? It doesn't focus on the plant. Yeah, I think it's going to be able to stay in this pot for a while. It's not like absolutely amazing, but it wasn't quite a small pot. Put it back gently. But yeah, it just seems to be, it has had thrips twice. I have just used good bugs and it's gotten rid of them. I don't have any damage, which is amazing. Like I have no damage, even though it did have juvenile thrips twice. And yeah, that newest leaf does unfortunately have a little bit of damage there, but I think that was from, I think I moved it or I showered it down while this was like popping out at the top. But it's still beautiful. That leaf. Like look at it compared to my hand. It's so like thick and it's beautiful. Absolutely love it. So yeah, nothing much more to say about this one. It's just been such an easy one. Has been a magnet for thrips, but because of the good bugs, it doesn't really seem to have a fuss. Obviously the good bugs, you know, they work with the plant. So yeah, no damage, even though it had thrips. It's living on the shelf behind the couch. That's purely Anthurium now, and it seems to really like it there because that leaf, it's still very soft. And if you see it, this was the leaf before, it's already quite big. Beautiful. I'm gonna put it back. I feel like I've got some pretty big plants in this favorites list. But yeah, oh no. Yeah, I did spray this plant a couple of weeks ago with neem oil, and I can see that it has damaged the leaf slightly. You can see like the droplets. But this is my Anthurium red sonja. I'm not 100% sure if it is the red sonja, but it's the one that I got from Aroid markets. And it has also had thrips. I'm trying to see if there's a leaf where there's actually some damage. Not really. I can see a couple of dots on this one, but again, it's like minuscule. I don't even think the camera is going to pick that up. It's on this leaf here. Is it focusing? Don't focus on me, please. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. But there are like a couple of teeny tiny little dots on there. It's like very minuscule thrip damage, very minuscule. This is the second time that it's giving me a flower as well. And yeah, it seems to be quite a fast grower. That new leaf is unfortunately a little bit damaged because of the spray, but I just didn't want, I'd rather have that than the damage that juvenile thrips give it when it's unfurling, because that can just completely deform the leaf. And now I was able to get them off, and the leaf is still got its shape. You know, it's not deformed or anything. It has rooted very, very nicely. I can see, again, it's going to be able to stay in this pot quite a while, but yeah, it's rooted very, very nicely. And I hardly ever take it out of this pot. I just water it like this and it just soaks up what it does. Sometimes I might give it a little bit too much, but hey ho. Yeah, again, like I said, this is some type of pap hybrid or whatever. Is it the red sonja? I have no idea, but honestly, I don't care. I don't care. It is an absolutely beautiful, I mean, look at the size of this plant. It's a beautiful Anthurium. Absolutely stunning. It's living on this shelf here. I keep on wanting to say new shelf, but it's not. This used to be my Hoya shelf next to where I used to sit on the couch. But I've been doing some zhuzhing. I am going to be filming a collection walkthrough, which will probably be the video either after this one or the second one after this one, because it's been a while. I have a lot to update you guys on. And yeah, this has become a alocasia corner because my alocasias by the window, I don't think they appreciate the breeze that they're getting over there. So yeah, but I do have this one on top of the shelf just because it's just such a stunning one. I did have it on the Anthurium shelf up there, but every single one of my Anthuriums on there, I only have 4 on there, but they're all giving new leaves. And yeah, I just wanted to give space for those new leaves. And same with this one. I didn't want this one to be damaged. So it's living up here, but it's such a beautiful one. Next up is this one here. I'm not going to touch it too much because I'm just going to move it over. So this is my Hoya, latifolia, albomarginata, so the one with the outer variegation. And I recently just extended this one in my you stink. Sit. Sit. I have to talk about this plant, you're in the way. Yeah, go lie by daddy. Okay. I was talking about this one before I got distracted by certain people. She's so subtle. Wow. Your butt is like 1 inch on your bed. Smart, very smart. Okay. Yes, I was talking about this one. So in my Hoya care video, I extended it with you guys. But the exciting thing, and I can't show you one now that is actually open because my daughter knocked it over and actually broke the pot it was in. It was the only pot that I had that this plant fitted in perfectly and didn't wobble about, because now it does wobble. That's why it's kind of hard to hold. But, and that was also one of the first pots that I bought when I moved in with Mitch, like 7, 8 years ago. Yeah. So yeah, that was sad, but anyway, it flowered. But yeah, that bloom did unfortunately fall off, the one that was flowering. So I'm gonna put it on the floor to see if I can try and show you. But if you can see here, don't focus on me. There's going to be new ones here. There's also going to be new ones here, here. There's a couple. There's quite a couple. But yeah, unfortunately the ones that were open, they fell off, and they're very, very pretty. And it was also just before I was able to like take a photo because they had opened that morning, because I was checking this plant every day. So yeah, that was sad. But when they open, I will take a picture and I will probably share it on Instagram or whatever. But yeah, this is the first time that this plant has bloomed for me. It is blooming like on the back of the plant, so I do have to go and have a look. But this plant used to live actually right here on this cabinet, but I started noticing that the leaves were starting to bleach. They weren't really looking very good. And I do like the dark green in the middle. So yeah, I moved it over here. It still gets light from the grow light and from the south-facing window, just no more like direct, intense sun. And it's probably not in the best spot because this, yeah, I mean, it's self-explanatory why my daughter knocked it over. I don't think she did it on purpose. I think she was just being a klutz like she usually is. But I need to put this somewhere else because I want to move over this cabinet. I have a narrow, long IKEA cabinet that's going to be coming there. So yeah, I need to actually give this one a different spot, but I don't know what to do there. Maybe I'll put it on top of the shelf and do some more rearranging. But yeah, I'm so excited about that one, that it's finally blooming for me. I didn't think that it would, because I have heard that the latifolia is a difficult one to bloom, especially the variegated versions. So I'm a proud mama. I'm a proud mama. It's just, yeah, the situation with the extended trellis is not ideal. This does move very frequently. It's also got very thick stems. So I got a feeling this is going to become top heavy very, very quickly. Okay, the sun is shining like right on the camera. That's better. It's not, it might be a little bit too close, but anyway, camera's not in the sun anymore. So, oh, your eyes are like extra brown with the sun. You're so pretty. Woolly. Go lava papa. How's she? Oh, shame. She just stood on a car. She's such a giant klutz. The next one is one that I'm also not going to be able to bring over. It's a classic, an absolute classic. My Marble Queen, I've had that one for over 2 years now. I actually bought it as a single leaf cutting. It was labeled as something else, like marble, like, I don't know. It was when there were lots of different varieties coming out of that specific Epipremnum. It was Marble Queen, and then it was something else. Mine is very, very marbly. I've seen other Marble Queens that don't have that much variegation, but mine is definitely very, very variegated. But it's just been thriving lately. It's taken a really long, I don't know what happened, if it maybe had flat mice or something, I don't know. But that plant does get neglected. I don't take it down very often. It's actually also potted up in the pot that it's in, like the one that's hanging up. And it's the only one that still is, because the other ones I've taken out of that pot and put in a clear pot so I can physically take it out and actually have a look at the root system, because I couldn't see anything and I didn't really like that. Also, I wasn't really sure with watering. But yeah, I water that plant maybe every 2 weeks. I do notice here and there some yellow leaves, but I have been watering that plant actually a lot more frequently, and I've noticed since then it has kicked up, and it's just become so much longer. It's also at the top, it's like become really nice and full at the top. I would really love to get that one to like go across this beam that we have here in the middle of the room. I think that would be so pretty. But yeah, it's just been such an eye catcher lately. The marbliness, it's becoming even more variegated, which I didn't think was possible. And it's starting to come in front of the grow light as well, so it comes out even, and the leaves are also actually getting quite big compared to what they were at the top. But yeah, it's just an easy plant, such an easy plant. If it has had pests, I've never seen it have pests. It's also one of those plants that just survives, and if it does have pests, I usually don't actually treat it, but like I said, I wouldn't know if it did because I've not kept an eye on it that much. I just water it every, I wouldn't say 2 weeks actually, I would maybe say between the 12 to 14 days, something like that. And it just does really, really well. It is definitely, Lexi, come on, I don't want to put you outside. How many months? It's because she's got her ball. That's why she's being naughty. My word, you big. Like, I'm sitting on your level, but you're very big. She's giving me the most dirty look. Woolly. Catch flower. I told her to catch the flower. She hates that. She's very... She knows how much they irritate me, she knows. Anyway, I've lost what I was saying again. You're distracting me. Yes, the Marble Queen. Classic, highly recommend. If you don't have one, you need one. It's one of the easiest house plants there is, and it's just a beauty, an absolute beauty. I'm very glad I bought that cutting 2 years ago. Very glad. I'm going all over the place with these plants, but I want it to be like interesting, like not always have the same varieties. Okay, I need to take a plant down to be able to get this plant. I only have 1 more minute on my, wait a second. There we go. I still had all of my Hoya care day footage on this memory card, I didn't realize. But anyway, next up is actually a plant. So this is the only plant on my list that I have purchased this month, in the month of August. No, this isn't a purchase. Oh, Lexi, she's like very subtly pushing her ball towards me. This is not, I didn't purchase this plant. This was actually gifted. If you follow him on Instagram, Captain Aroid, he recently moved greenhouses. And he posted on Instagram if you're living in the area and you want to help out it was on a Monday afternoon, and it was actually lucky I only had to work in the morning then. Yeah, if you're free on a Monday afternoon, if you want to come and help for maybe like an hour or two, I messaged him saying, hey, I live very close by, I can come and help. And yeah, I went to go and help, and as thank you, he gave me one of his Anthurium hybrids. So this is called the Anthurium Dark Desire. I will put on screen of what the parents are, because he did send me a message with what the parents are. But it is an absolutely stunning, it's just like a really pretty dark velvety Anthurium. This leaf is, I feel like it's hardened off now, but it's still like funny shaped. It's still got to turn a little bit. But I have it in this is a pot from Plant Scraper, but it's got all of the aeration. But I'll take it out of the pot. It wasn't quite a small pot, but it had an absolutely amazing root system. And I've put it in the Aroid mix from Plant Scraper as well. I don't see any, it's very chunky, so it's kind of hard to see, but no, I don't see any new roots. However, I do see that on this was a new leaf, and it was still quite soft when I got it. That bump has become a little bit more pronounced, so maybe we'll have a new leaf soon. But I would actually preferably like to see root growth. But we'll see. Yeah, no, I'm just double checking, but I don't see any. And the nice thing is I don't have to water this as frequently because I put it in such a big pot. But yeah, it's just, I know it looks like a very basic, what am I saying? I know it looks like a very basic dark velvety Anthurium, but I cannot wait to watch this one grow. This leaf was also very, very red when it came out. It's very dark. It's a lot darker than like the regular pap. It's kind of hard to show on camera, especially now with the sun coming out. But yeah, this one has been the apple of my eye. And I've also given it a little baggie for thrips just to be on the safe side. Oh, now my battery is going to die. Okay, I had to change my battery, but I've put it back. It lives here. It is very close. This is a very tall pot. So obviously it's an Aroid pot, it's a tower pot, so it's quite tall. I don't think that's its forever home, definitely not. But right now I just wanted to make this shelf look pretty, but once I put the new IKEA cabinets in the corner, I will be doing some rearranging, you know, because I am slowly starting to get plants ready for like autumn, winter, because I also have a lot of plants in the back room that I need to bring in. I have actually already bought one in, and that's the Alocasia Silver Dragon. That's lived there the whole summer, and it's done really great. It's actually giving me a new leaf already, but it was doing a lot better there than it was, than it was inside. So it seemed to like summer life out there. Let's go with Hoya. That is right here. It's kind of giving me some shade right now as well. It's very wobbly because it's very heavy. This one. This is also a like classic in my collection. I've had this for almost 2 years now, And I got this as a teeny tiny, I think it had like 4 leaves, a little baby plant. It was just like one cutting actually in there, and it wasn't that rooted either. But it's grown so much. I have it on the south facing window, but I do have other plants, other Hoyas on trellises in front of it, because once this one gets too intense light, it does, you can kind of, I don't know if you can really see. I feel like it's better now that I've put the plants in front of it, but I noticed that some leaves were starting to look a little bit like bleached because it was getting too much sun. When we had like intense heat, it didn't really like that. But it's already flowered for me once. That's all that's left on there, is those. They're already like curling up and closing. I posted about this on my Instagram the day that those ones popped open, but I have another one here, and this one has more blooms on it than the other one did. And I can't really put my finger on what they smell like. Sometimes I feel like it's got like a caramelly smell, and then sometimes I feel like it's got a like pea smell. It's weird. It's almost like it smells better at night than it does during the day. Like now it's got a pea smell. And then this one doesn't. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. If you have a flamingo dream that's blooms, let me know, but I can't put my finger on what the smell is like. But I found it really funny that the only parts I've let these two at the back here, I usually, tendril them around, but I let these two hang because I wanted to see what this plant was going to do, because I do want to get this one off the trellis. I do want to take it off and have it hanging on my north facing window. Actually, I think it will really like it there. So I wanted to see what it did, and it bloomed for me. So I know that I'm not going to be able to hang it on the south facing window. Maybe I can hang it somewhere around, because I do feel like it likes the light, because obviously it bloomed for me. But at the same time, it's the back that was hardly getting low light. Ever since I gave it more shade from other plants, it also seems to be doing well. So yeah, I have also recently, I'm aware I can actually see there's less. Yeah, 2 days ago, I put good bugs on top of the soil for the root mealies that I have on most of my Hoya collection. And I can actually feel something crawling on me. They were quite big bugs. Anyway, hopefully it will get rid of those root mealies, but this plant doesn't really seem to care that it's got root mealies. It has also had mealies on the foliage once this year, but I saw it very quickly and I got rid of it very, very quickly. So yeah, I'm just like double checking that there's none on here, because they do like this one, but I don't see any. Seems to be doing well. So yeah, this one had to make the list, obviously, because it was blooming. I can actually see that my Hoya cordata big leaf is also giving me a peduncle. It's actually giving me 2 peduncles. That one has already bloomed for me this year, but we'll see. We'll see what it does, if it's actually going to bloom for me again. That would be amazing. This is one that I didn't think it was going. Oh, this pot is very hot. Yeah, the sun is out right now. But this is one that I didn't actually think would ever. I don't know. Succulents and cacti don't really make my favorite lists. It's mainly the aroids, because they grow so quickly and they give you new leaves, and But this one has been growing like crazy. So this one is one that I got. I'll see if I can try and find the date when I got it. You can clearly see where it started growing. This is all new growth. Like, it's amazing. This is the Cuddly cactus. I'll put the right name on screen because I have no idea. But yeah, it's like really, really blue. It does have the teeny tiniest little sparks, but you've got to like really push in there to actually get to them, and they also don't hurt. Oh, you need water quite badly. You can see, I don't know if it's going to pick up, but you can see that it's a little bit like deflated. But look at that new growth from here, and it's quite blue. Oh my word, I can already see roots there. What the heck? There's actually already roots there. That's amazing. I did this in my first Q&A. I repotted this one. I've never had a cactus grow this incredibly quickly. So yeah, this one I had to make. I don't have much to say about it. Exciting. It's exciting, you know, the new growth on cactus. I don't know. I think it's fascinating the way it grows. It's the same with the buoy cactus. I always think, oh, like, how does that, like, I don't know. I just find it fascinating the way that they grow. It does look a little bit funny, like here. But actually what I changed up is I started giving this one way more water than I was. And then it just started growing like crazy. And it was in I think it was in like a 12 centimeter pot, and this is a 30 centimeter pot. So I gave it quite a big pot. But the fact that I can already see roots there is amazing. So yeah, this one's just been exciting me. I have it on my south-facing window, but right in the corner. So this is actually the first plant that, because the sun comes around like this is the first plant that actually gets the sun. It gets the most sunlight out of all of the plants on the south-facing window. And it doesn't really seem to like that. This pot is like, this is leaning against the windowsill. So yeah, it's hot. I actually need to give this one some water. So that's what I will do just now. But I just think it's such a cool cactus. It kind of also gives that like height that I want in the corner there, and it hides the ugly window frame that we have. So yeah, I'm going to leave that here, so don't forget to water it. Okay, the last two plants. I'm going to end with, would you say that would be my favorite one out of all of them? I think so. Somehow I always end up ending with my favorite one. And usually I do that intentionally, but I've not done that this time. And I do think that one is my favorite one out of the lot. Yeah. So the next one is also one that I can't bring over, but this is also a old plant. This is probably more than 3 years old. Definitely more than 3 years old. I bought this before, I think I bought that plant before I even really could say I became like a plant parent. Like my plant journey really started when I was pregnant with my son, and I bought that at the beginning of my pregnancy. I remember that. And it was only a couple of months later, once I got into my second trimester, that I started really like collecting them. I always had plants, but I feel like I became a true parent then. It's more than just, oh, you've got plants. It's, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But that is the Epipremnum neon. I recently did something completely different with this plant. And I took it out of its original pot. It wasn't looking too great. I kept on underwatering it. It needed to be in a little bit more of a water retentive mix. So I repotted it. There's only 2 cuttings there, but they're just incredibly long ones. I put them in smaller pots, and I made this cool display with it, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's been growing really, really well. I've noticed that the leaves are a little bit bigger than what they were before. I think it's actually getting more light now than what it did before. Before it was on the corner of the shelf, or the Anthurium shelf now actually, and it was being blocked by other plants, so it was hard. It was low light. It was very low light. It still is in low light, but I don't know, it just seems to be happier there. Maybe it's because I'm giving it something to attach itself to or to climb, or maybe it's because I'm giving it more water. It could be that as well. But it just looks so good. I don't like that black fixture. That's like the only thing that I have left over in my home that's black. I actually wanted to spray paint it white, but I'm a little bit nervous to do that. Kind of adding the plant to the light fixture, it just kind of softens it a little bit, and it takes my eye away from that black and that like industrial look that I don't really like. I used to like, but not anymore. Maybe I will still spray paint it, I don't know. But the plant just softens it a little bit. And I've noticed having it there as well, I'm a lot more on top of watering because I'm right there by the tap. I look at it a lot more as well. I think it also actually, before I potted it up, I think it also had thrips. I think that's also why it wasn't doing very well. But yeah, it's had a complete reset. I've given it fresh soil, a new spot. I chopped away a lot of the growth. I did throw away a lot of cuttings, but it was so much. I would honestly have a complete grow tent full of cuttings from that plant because it was so big. But I'm glad I started over with it. It's made me fall in love with that plant all over again. Just doing something different with your plants can help you appreciate them again. So had to make the list. I don't know. I've had that display for maybe a little bit more than a month now. I think I did that at the end of, was it the end of June or end of July? I don't know. But I love it. It's definitely something different to do with it. Oh, this plant is heavy. This plant is heavy. So this is one that I got at the end of July. Is it the end of July? Yeah, it was the end of July. This is the regular Hoya latifolia, the one that's known as the dinner plate Hoya. And this is what I mean with, I've been adding some like autumn decorations and all that. But I bought this, it just had this leaf. They're a bit dusty, that's why I'm sneezing. Oh yeah, oh my word. That's bad. It's really dusty. Oh my word. I did also the good bugs for the root mealies. They come in like soil, but it's very dusty. And I've noticed it's made that. Okay, I'm gonna have to take this off, but it's so cute. Little hedgehog that you hook onto your pot. How adorable is that? I also have squirrel. Let's take it out of its pot. I also have it in one of these plant scraper pots just for aeration. And I put it in, I repotted it because it was very root bound. It was already in a 15 centimeter pot and this is a 16 centimeter pot. But it already came in a 15 centimeter. So I feel like that's okay of an upsize and there's roots. That's the one thing about the latifolia species is this one as well. They root like absolute crazy. But look at all of the roots. I couldn't see any roots. Even though it was only like a centimeter bigger, I did remove a lot of the soil because it was in a very dense mix. I could actually water this, to be fair. That's actually good because I can give it a good shower then. But I'm also not allowed to let this completely dry out because of the good bugs for the root mealies. But this one didn't have a lot of root mealies and I actually can't see them anymore. That's amazing. They're definitely doing their job. Yeah, the roots are amazing. That leaf that I bought it with, obviously stunning, huge. This leaf it's still inflating. I feel like it's still quite soft. It's obviously not as big as the first leaf, but the fact that it's already that big, and look, I've already got a new leaf there. Like it's so big. And the fact that I've already got a new leaf there is just amazing. And this plant probably would have grown a little bit more, but I was trying to help this plant out with the tendril and trying to get it like go around because it probably would be up here already. And I snapped it. And I can actually already see a new nub in there. Oh, that's amazing. I hope that leaf is going to be okay because I did the other day notice that it was bent up against the trellis, but I moved it now and it looks better, but it's still a little bit bent there. But yeah, I'm so sad about this. It would have already been, doing a little bit better. But it's still, it's happy. It's happy. I've got new root growth there. It seems to be very happy. That leaf is stunning. And it also only gave me the second leaf after I had snapped the tendril. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Who knows? But I think this is safe to say my favorite one. Look how big it is. It's so beautiful. And so easy as well. The latifolias, all of them are, I don't know. I have a good time with them. I just have a good time with them. I put my little hedgehog back on. It's so cute. Yeah, what I like about these pots, I have talked about these before, but there's still, see, there's water in the water reservoir, but it's not actually touching the pot. But yeah, look, you can take it out like this. And then you slide it back on with a magnet. Love them. And just the aeration. I like that. And you can also, if you want, you can zhuzh these up and put stickers on them, or if you want, But I do think they're really pretty. They got them in white and black, but obviously for me, white. But yeah, this one's definitely my favorite. Beautiful plant. Beautiful. I'm also going to put this one on the floor because I need to give it a shower. Yes, those are my 10 favorite houseplants of August. This month I honestly thought that I had missed another favorites video because I missed the June one and I did a June-July video. I thought I missed it again, but August has just been a long month. It just has been a long month. Just getting everything in order for school and kind of getting back to normal, I feel like. Everyone's going back to work or going back to school, or I kind of feel like life is going to go back to normal now. But anyway, let me know in the comments about your favorite plants of August. I would love to hear that. Maybe add some plants to my wish list, or yeah, just let's chat about our favorite plants. I chat about mine. I love to hear about yours as well. I'm always, whenever I hear about a plant that's doing well in your collection, I always write it down to look up later and do some like research on. I love doing that. Just seeing how plants grow for other people, not only seeing but hearing. I've learned a lot from you guys, and I've also added quite a lot of plants to my wish list because of you guys. Not mad about it though, not mad about it at all. But yeah, leave a nice comment. Tell me about your, that might be from flies. You know, like the marks that flies leave on windows? Oh yeah, I forgot to say with this one. This one is also, has one of those anchors. Do you see the black here? So the trellis is anchored in there so that it's not, like, this is not wobbly, like at all. It's anchored in there. And I can add another one like this because there's also holes here and there. But because of the big leaf, I wasn't able to do that. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna need to do that. Oh, I just dropped my hedgehog. Please don't be broken. It's okay. He's so cute. He's so cute. He's so cute. Love him. Love the little addition. And little squirrel as well. I'll show you guys the squirrel in my collection walkthrough because it's too adorable. I completely forgot what I was saying then. I always get distracted. I get so distracted so quickly. And Lexi's moaning. It's also distracting me. Yes, let's carry on chatting in the comments. I feel like I've been bad with replying to comments lately. It's just because the kids are home. I sometimes dedicate like a whole hour in the morning on some days just to reply, but I've been behind on a couple of videos now. So hopefully by the time I post this video, I'm on top of it. And sorry about that, but I will always reply, even if it's a couple of days later. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. Come along with me on my jungle story, on my journey. I'm a talker. I cannot shut up about my plants. I hope that's not something that's too irritating. But yeah, I just love sharing everything about my plants, bringing you guys along on projects, journeys, anything new that I do. I 100% film it. I actually felt bad for not filming this, like me moving the shelf to here. But because I'm getting a new cabinet, which of course I'm going to film, I'm going to be rearranging this corner anyway, and it's going to be looking completely different than this anyway. So yeah, I will do that with you guys. But yeah, I love bringing you guys along on anything planty. I have verbal diarrhea when it comes to my plants. Cannot shut up. Love them. They are my babies. They really, really are. I was actually, I don't know why, but this popped into my head, but I noticed that a lot of planty content creators that I watch anyway don't have kids. And I don't know if that's like a thing, like because plants are a lot of work. They're a lot of care, a lot of, I don't want to say parenting, but they do require a lot of care. And I've noticed that some planty people just are not really into like having kids. And I don't know, I just found that very, is that like a coincidence because they're plant parents that kind of fills their need for like that motherly or parent, you know, it's in our DNA. It's in our DNA that, and not even motherly, like just that parental, I don't know if I'm making any sense whatsoever. I don't know. I just noticed that. The other day, and I thought that was quite interesting. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Could just be a coincidence as well. But plant care is a lot of work, and maybe that, like, for some people fills that need, that parental need. I don't know if that makes any sense. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and stop rambling because I can never shut up. And this piece of hair is irritating me. I need to cut my fringe. I need to do something else with it. Anyway, yeah. Thumbs up, subscribe, come along with me. If you watch this video all the way to the end, there must be a dinner plate. There must be a dinner plate. There's got to be. Well, if there's not, but I'm almost 100% sure that there will be, leave a dinner plate emoji or a hedgehog emoji. It lets me know that you watched all the way to the end, and if you did, thank you so, so much. I really, really do appreciate it. Just because I can't get back to comments straight away, it doesn't mean that I don't see them. I actually read them almost instantly as soon as I get them, but it's just replying to them does take some time, and I need to log in and blah, blah, blah. Anyway. It doesn't matter. I always try and get back to them, even if it's days later. But if you did watch to the end, thank you so, so much. Leave that emoji. I would love to see that. Let's carry on chatting about our favorite houseplants in the comments. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.